Welcome to the All Booked podcast, where librarians Ashley, Justin, Brittin, and Rosa talk about what they're reading and adding to each other's TBR list.
Alrighty, welcome back, All Book Club folks. We are the librarians of the Ridgewood Public Library. This podcast is set to drop on August 6th. We are in our 5th season, and I think this is our last episode of this season, episode 11. What? I don't know. Do some fireworks. And kicking us off is Brittin.
All right.
Here we go.
Sort of anti-fireworks sort of a thing here. So I read a teen graphic novel called Song of a Blackbird. It's by Maria van Lieshout. I think I'm saying that right. She's done a lot of picture books, but I think this might be her YA debut.
Nice.
The book is a dual timeline. It's set in Amsterdam in both 2011 and in 1943. So in 2011, our young protagonist, Annick's Oma, her grandmother, is sick and needs a bone marrow transplant. So she's done some testing and discovers not only are her siblings not a match, they are not her biological siblings. And she did not know she was adopted.
Oh, my God.
So now she's distraught. She wants to know her history, and the only clues they have are these 5 prints that she's always had that hang on the wall. They're buildings around Amsterdam. So Annick decides, all right, well, I need to start investigating, and I'll start with that. And then we flash to the first building, but back in 1943. And this is where we meet Emma, a young university student who is just about to get involved in the resistance. The Nazis have taken over Amsterdam, and Emma gets herself involved in smuggling children, amongst other things. She does some other smuggling, but the building in the print is the deportation center where Jewish families are sent, and she gets involved in a group that is smuggling children from the families to willing Christian families who will care for them and or possibly adopt them. Wow. We kind of see where that's going. We're simultaneously learning with Annick, her Oma's story, and following Emma. So we learn both stories sort of together and how they're related. Emma gets involved with some other resistance fighters who run a printing press and are doing things like forging papers, and she starts smuggling papers as well as smuggling children. It's really interesting. They have, like a corset, but it's a corset for a pregnant woman, and they can put the papers in there. And this is being pregnant and what's the right word? Aryan appearing, I guess, helps the Nazis be more sympathetic. I thought the story was, it's very sad, of course, and it's very interesting. I think the main theme, though, of the book is more about inspiration and hope, especially as relates to art. Okay. So it's called Song of a Blackbird. The titular blackbird is an omnipresent, omniscient, able to be in different time zones, here, there, wherever. The blackbird is able to talk to us, but not directly to the characters in the story, although it's trying. It's trying to communicate its message of hope and resilience and resistance. And art is a big part of that. And it's a big part of the story, both in the prints and in Emma is an artist. And I just thought the artwork in the graphic novel was amazing. Simplified. I guess it's two-tone. Is it two-tone?
Yeah, I was about to ask, it's because if it's a graphic novel, are they showing like different colors to represent like the past and the future, or like the current?
Okay, so not necessarily. Okay. But the pages are There's black and white, and then there's often a green or a red or a sort of orangey yellow.
Okay.
But they aren't together. I think it's usually, you would not get all three of those colors. So it's usually sort of two tones on a page, but the tones may change. But much more interestingly, in my opinion, they're black and white photographs that the artwork is both juxtaposed over but also worked into. So you'll get the photo of the building, and then Van Lieshout will draw Emma walking into the building, and when you go inside, it's all illustrated as opposed to in the photograph, you know.
Oh, I love that.
So, yeah, it was, I thought, very well done, very striking. And I saw in a review, and I totally agree, it had sort of echoes of Persepolis.
Ooh, also a good graphic.
Yeah, yeah. So, I don't know. And it was all based on a real story. And the back matter gives you the people who were part of the resistance and how they were sort of, sometimes it was an amalgamation of a couple different people, became a person in her story, but she went into that information in the back. And I thought the whole thing was amazing. And just as an aside, part of the reason why I picked this up was I just went to the Anne Frank exhibit in the city and read Anne Frank's diary, and now I have to go to Amsterdam. The exhibit was amazing.
Yeah.
But now I really have to go see the house.
Yeah. I'm so
and then see the buildings. I don't know if any of them are still there. I'll have to look into it. But the buildings that are prints on the wall in Oma's house were actual buildings that were part of the story.
Wow.
So
Oh,
definitely,
nice.
yeah.
So many things now.
So much going on there.
So this book not only made you read another book that you loved, but also makes you want to visit the location. So this book is doing a lot.
It's doing a lot. And it was actually sort of backwards. I was reading Diary of Anne Frank, which I had never read before, and I highly recommend if you haven't read it.
Yeah. Heartbreaking.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah. And the exhibit was also heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But those led me to pick this up when I saw a description of it. And yeah, now I definitely have to go to Amsterdam. So
Put it on your vacation. Awesome. Thank you, Britt. So my book, interesting enough, I also changed my book last minute, but more on as to why I did that later on for our discussion. So I picked up E.K. Johnston's Titan of the Stars. So it's a dual perspective, and basically it's futuristic and described as the Titanic meets aliens.
wow.
It's amazing.
Okay.
It's an amazing description and very on point. So let me sell you on this. So right now, our main protagonist is Celeste Sparrow, and she is technically an engineer on this Titan, but engineer is kind of like putting it very mildly. She's a hired laborer. Like she is basically... She's Jack. She jumped on the ship. She is working, and she, she is like, she's very smart, and she earned her way up here, but she is hired help. So this spaceship is Titan, and it is sold to the world that we know of that still exists as a one-of-a-kind spaceship that will make it to Mars in a week. So...
And it's unsinkable.
It's, well, the second half I explained is Titanic and aliens. So we're getting there. Anyways, so she's really, really happy to be on the ship, but also like trying her very best to not kind of be an indentured servant for the rest of her life. So she's trying to work her way up to the ladder, making sure she's learning a lot. And in comes Dominic, who is the son of the person who basically created the ship. Definitely his dad rules with an iron thumb, if that's what the expression is. Fist. I'm terrible at those. Anyways.
Demos, are you listening?
That's two in one day. I will tell him later.
All three of us raised our fists. We're like, not thumb.
Where's Ashley? Anyways, so basically, Dominic, you find out he's adopted, and there's this really gigantic disaster that happened, a devastating earthquake in Canada is mostly the location there are in Earth. And he's considered one of the Rupt kids. These are kids who basically survived the earthquake, was adopted or taken in and kind of taken care of and sent. So Celeste is also a Rupt kid. But Dominic was just lucky enough to be adopted by the right people. So his mom is part of the government, and she basically kind of used his adoption as like leverage to get more like points with the public. And so he's used to the whole being, you know, scrutinized and just saying the right things, doing the right things, following, but he wants to be an artist. Like that's what it is. Like he wants to draw. That's like what his love is. So they basically kind of meet on the ship, and I'm not too much of a spoiler here, but on their first night, there was a showing, an unveiling, as you could sell it. And basically, they show aliens that are also on board, but they're frozen.
Oh.
So they're dead, right? But are they?
But they're frozen. They're not
frozen,
dead.
right?
They're just. Is it like Han Solo? Can you see them
in the carbon? No. So we are up to that point in the novel where you and during the dual perspectives, you get this third voice, and you obviously get that the third voice is obviously either the alien or somebody that is aboard on this ship and doing or plotting something. So there's a lot of carnage. It takes a really dark turn.
See, now Ashley would love this.
She would. But oh my gosh, pacing is incredible. There's secondary characters that you love to hate. And again, like I'm not done with it. I'm almost there, but I think you will enjoy this. There's lots of questions about identity, about classes, you know, like Celeste is, again, the same boat as Dominic, but he just got dealt a better card. He's really interested in knowing like where he's from. So he's trying to spend all his time trying to get to know Celeste and trying to figure out like, oh, so what was it like growing up where I would have essentially grown up. So it's really all of that amongst like, then it turns into a survival story. Like everybody just needs to survive. So I'm going to leave it there. But I highly recommend it. And honestly, I didn't think I'd get into it as much as I did. But there we go. Tie-in of the stars, E.K. Johnston.
All
right. Pick it up, folks.
All right. So I also changed mine at the last minute. Mine was supposed to be The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. But I don't know. This actually, I stumbled upon this because somebody took it out of like the shelves, and I was just like about to shelve it back. And then I was just like, wait, I don't know why.
That's an awesome way to stumble on a book, right?
Yeah. So this is the cover. I did not expect it to be about a girl who is of Filipino descent. So I picked it up because of that. And this is basically about this girl named Lucia, or Luz, and she's about to turn 18 during her senior year. And things you have to know about her is that she's biracial. She has a Filipino mom and an absent verging on really nasty dad who remarried. So she doesn't really get along with him. Two, she is like a certified hater, and she just hates everything and everybody. And the only things she cares about are this rundown movie theater she goes to every day after school to watch movies, like old movies, and her best friend, Esme, who has this like witchy thing going on. It's really cool. So as she's approaching her 18th birthday, her mom, who is a nurse technician, I believe, but is studying, just got her real estate licensing, license, I mean, is nagging her to start setting up for her 18th birthday debut. Or as we call it in the Philippines, debut.
That's so true.
So this debut is kind of like a quinceañera for Filipino girls, but we have the party at 18 years old. I never had one. I don't know.
I've never had one.
Yeah. This is usually like, it's a holdover from like the colonial era. And this is for like basically girls who are rich.
Pretty much. That's probably why I didn't have it.
Yeah, because this is expensive.
Yeah.
And they're coming out to the world. It's like a cotillion. And there's a certain like, there's a program. And like, I actually learned about like more about this, like this event in this book. Because like, all I knew is that there is a debut, but I don't know what it entails. So basically you need like a court, quote unquote, of 17 or 18 people, 18 girls, who will be lighting candles for like a candle each for you, with like wishes for like your future, and then 18 men in your life or boys.
Wow.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, and they basically give you a rose after they like talk about how great you are. So it's like great ego stroke. So that's why it's called 18 Roses. So she doesn't want to have a debut because she has seen her cousins go through it. She thinks, one, we don't have the money for it. Two, it's archaic and I mean, it is misogynistic.
Yeah.
And three, she's not that kind of like person. But for her mom, it's really, really important, especially because her mom's like the youngest of like 4 sisters, and like her sisters are like expecting her kids to do it. And there's always that like pressure within families and Filipino communities to, you know, only
one up the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't help that like her cousins and her aunts are like rich. So they're always looking down on them, which, oh my God, I felt like I was at a Filipino party. Like with all the...
You literally described.
The backhanded compliments and like, oh gosh. But the more she like resists, the more her mom clings to like the idea that you need to have this, until she finally finds out that her grandma, who lives in the Philippines, is coming for her 18th.
Wow.
So that's what pushes her into,
Lola is coming.
because she loves her Lola so much and she misses her. So she wants this to be good for her. And at the same time, as she's about to like get this ready, she and her best friend have a spat because they don't, Luz doesn't like getting involved in like school activities. She doesn't, she kind of holds herself apart from like her peers, but her best friend wants to start branching out. She wants to get involved in the school play. She wants to make friends outside of their tiny duo circle. And so they have like a little falling out, and she's kind of left to shoulder this like entire event planning by herself because her mom's still like working 2 jobs. She has a little sister. Her dad's not helping. And through this, she stumbles upon this after school activity, and it turns out to be a comedy club.
Nice.
So she's gonna test out her talents in that comedy club, and maybe she'll find some friends to fill out the spots she needs along the way. So
Nice.
yeah. This was actually really fun. I don't really go for contemporary, especially contemporary drama. But this one was like, oh wow, I saw a lot of myself in this one. And she's very, there's no romance in this, which I was very surprised about. I really like that. It's refreshing. And she is not the most likable protagonist at first. The thing is, I love that. One thing I thought was unrealistic, she was able to talk back to her mom with no consequences. You don't get away with that.
Yeah.
especially not in a public
no.
setting.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I was just like, okay.
My mother just had to look at me.
Exactly. Exactly. So, this was really eye opening because like I had no idea this much work went into like this event. So many families count on this event for reunions, and like this means a lot to the families themselves, and not just like the girl who's coming out. Usually, for her, she sees it as a way to reconnect with like her grandmother.
Yeah.
So, I recommend this. I finished this in like one sitting. It's very quick.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
Quick reads are always
Super.
a plus. All right. So thank you, ladies. Our topic for today, switching gears really quickly, vacation or beach reads. Do you find that you read differently during this time? What are your thoughts about this, I guess, whatever they call it, just the idea of a vacation read?
So this was on my mind.
Okay.
Because I'm getting ready to go on vacation. I do beach reads all the time. I don't really save beach reads for vacation. I use them more as, I call them palate cleansers, or, when you need a pick-me-up.
After reading something very
After
sad
reading
or horror.
Yes, exactly. But first of all, when I go on vacation, I'm not taking a library book because I don't want to carry a book both directions. If I'm actually going to have a physical book with me instead of an ebook, I want to be able to either buy it there or leave it there, So I don't do it with a library book. So that's the first thing. Like, what I need to think about a book that I'm not going to easily be able to get out of the library. Maybe it's something very popular, but then do I have to buy the hardcover, or can I get an ebook of it? And then I feel like there's sort of a dual, you had mentioned, and I guess you will mention, like a book you can get through.
Yeah.
When I'm on an airplane, I got to read. I mean, I'm kind of forced to read. So if there's a book that I thought, oh, maybe I don't want to do that. If I'm on an airplane, I'm going to read that book because, and unless I guess you decide to watch movies, but that's less my cup of tea. But so maybe a book that I kind of was iffy about before, I can pick it up and it'll force me to be giving it the staying power, Okay. But you're also on vacation, so, you don't want to have to slog through anything.
That's true.
So I tend to take multiples.
Really?
Like
I mean,
backups?
I not all physical.
Okay.
But yeah,
Wow.
I'll download a couple of ebooks and I'll have a physical book in case, you run out of battery somewhere, or
That's possible.
when the flight gets delayed and you're stuck who knows where, and
you don't have a plug.
So but it doesn't I don't think that there's necessarily a genre that I stick with for reading. It has more to do with the physical carrying of it and whether or not it's something that I need to kind of force myself into tackling.
Interesting. For me, because I don't really go on vacation at this point in my life.
It's just trips right
it's
now
just like
with
a
the younger kids.
Yeah. Do I get any reading done? Absolutely not. But they're more tired as soon as we get home from their daily activities. So I get a little bit more time to myself at the end of the night. So I get to read a little bit more than I do during the school year. And I tend to I call them my summer reads because I feel like I finally get the courage to start really long series or really long books. Hence my first choice, reading. And this has been on my TBR list for years. I know I'm coming into this game very late, but Brandon Sanderson, oh boy, The Way of the Kings. I'm only up to book 1 and I'm so invested, but it's like 1,000 pages, guys. Like it is it's a big book.
Yeah.
So it's very good. And he is just, when I tell you this man writes so well, I was amazed that I've never picked up a book from him before, even though I've always heard the lore of how amazing he is. But again, as a librarian, there's so many books, like it's hard to when do you start? And I like I said, he's been on my TBR list for a really long time, but it's very intimidating to start a series. And disclaimer, he's not even done with this yet.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think he's only up to like his 4th one. So that's like another thing. I did that with the Game of Thrones series. I'm still waiting for that to end.
Yeah.
Well, and we have to read so much also that to invest in not only a long book, but a series.
Yeah.
If it's going to be good enough that you're going to want to read it,
I want it to be
it
done.
needs to be on vacation, you know?
And I need it to be done. Like,
Yes.
come on, man. Let's finish it. But again, it's sometimes it's hard to give the people what they want. But let's go, folks. We gotta end it somehow. But again, I haven't even made a dent in this book. But
How many are there so far?
There's only 4, I think, so far.
Only 4.
And
Only
I think-
4,000.
Yeah, exactly.
pages.
Exactly. But it's so it's the world building is just incredible.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like 1,000.
It doesn't. It goes by fast. Like I said, I started reading it and I didn't realize how far I'd gotten, but I didn't really get that far that I could talk about it for a podcast. So I turned around really quickly. But I guess I focus more on finding books that are a little bit of a challenge to finish for me in the summer, because then I give myself that 3-month mark, like, oh, it better be done
Right.
by August.
That may be what I was saying with my plain reading. I don't want it to be a boring book, but it's one of those books that in day-to-day life, you're like, I don't have time to finish this. I have to read something for this book group, or I have to read this or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah.
I do. I read multiple books at once. My husband laughs at me all the time.
I
He's
do
like, how do
too.
you keep track? I was like,
do too.
I have to borrow like different genres, or else like I'll get confused. I have a biography
fine.
right now. I have a historical fiction, and I had the 2 sci-fis. So my reading tree is very long.
That should be another one of our topics, is multiple,
Gosh.
reading multiples.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
I
I'm
do
also
get-
listening to books too. So,
I do hit a max. I didn't
Do
think,
you?
but I do. I have hit to the point where it's like, I just got to finish one of these before I start another.
How about you, Rosa?
Well, if I'm literally like just going on vacation, I actually take that time to like reread stuff because I know I already like it.
Yeah.
So I don't have to like work to get into it.
Is that an anxiety thing, you think?
Might
It is
be.
for
It's
me.
comforting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very comforting. They've done
Sometimes.
studies too
Yeah.
to show with the rewatching shows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That it's a very, like, there's psychological
New Girl
benefits.
is always on repeat at my house.
It's the same with me. And
Yeah. Plus, like, you don't want to be dealing with, like, the stress of, like, flying, going through customs,
Yeah.
packing, all that.
Yeah.
So, rereading. But if I'm, like, just doing a staycation, like, I don't know. Like, I don't really switch up genres. Like, I mean, I tend to go through, like, entire, like, spells where, like, I just go through a bunch of fantasy and then I'm just like, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
Like my brain's overworked. So my palate cleanser is like a thriller or a mystery because those are like so easy to get through. I'm finding, weirdly enough, I used to like romance for summer, but I'm finding it harder and harder to get into romance these days.
I feel the same way. I don't know why.
Yeah. It used to be so easy to get into it, but I don't know. Like,
I kind of put the Grove down because of this. Like, I'm
Because
just
of the
like, I'm not getting into it. I don't know why. Maybe I'll revisit. I don't know. We'll see.
I got to be honest, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
all right. Have
Is
we
it the time of
flooded?
year?
Have we flooded the market? Have we gotten kind of that story
Maybe.
too many times?
Ugh.
I don't know.
I hope not. Somebody come up with something new.
Yeah.
I need a new trope.
oh, wow. I didn't.
Is there such a thing as a new trope?
I don't know. Somebody better come up with something interesting.
Or like just do it well instead of like pumping out something that's like just a list of tropes you're trying to check off. Like that's what I'm getting usually when like something's being like marketed toward me or like, oh, this has this isn't this. And in theory, yes, I would like to read something with all of those, but like when you get into the actual writing and the meat of the story, it's different.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
So I don't know. I will keep trying with romance. Like I don't want to give up on it yet. But
Watch all of us come back in the fall. Everybody's read romance.
yeah, that would be so nice.
That
Like we'd
would.
have like a variety of like romance.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I did watch a romantic movie this weekend.
What was
I
that?
saw the Materialist.
Oh gosh.
I cannot. When I went there and I told my sister, I knew exactly how it was going to end the moment I sat down.
Oh,
She's
boy.
like, stop. And I'm like, come on. It's the writing was very predictable. Like the moment you sat down, the writing was so predictable.
I don't know anything about this. Is it a
Dude,
movie? Is it
a
a
mo-
show?
It's a
Is it
movie.
new?
It's a new movie with
Okay.
Pedro Pascal and what is it, Chris Evans?
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically it's like, does the girl go for the rich guy that gives her everything she wants, or does she go for the guy that got away? Like, come on, like obviously.
All right, but we're choosing between Pedro Pascal and
Which my sister fought about. She's like, yeah, never in this world would I ever would. Yeah, she was like Team Pedro all the way.
Well, no, but I mean,
Sorry,
it's not like-
spoilers.
it's not like you're looking, for Beauty and the Beast here. I mean, we got two pretty
pretty guys.
guys.
He wasn't even like later revealed to be like horrible.
No,
Like
no.
he was a wonderful guy.
He was amazing, who just wanted to be loved, and she didn't love him.
Oh, spoilers!
Oh, spoilers. Sorry, you
Spoilers.
might have to cut this entire segment out.
All right, so wait, changing.
Sorry.
If Ashley were here,
Oh,
and I
yes.
believe you have some info.
Yes, she
Ashley
did.
would be saying summer is time for horror.
Yes,
because
but-
summer is time for horror for
She
Ashley.
did, and she
We
also,
miss you, Ashley.
We do
it's
miss
all
Ashley.
year round.
She
Horror.
loves. She would be proud of my
Stephen King is a big
Alien
summer.
versus
She would.
Titanic story. She does have one rule for vacation reading, and
Okay.
that she can't start a new book on vacation. She has to be in the book already. Otherwise, she will not read it at all.
Wow, that's interesting. She has to. Okay.
She said she's already distracted being on vacation mode, so she can't be
Yeah.
distracted even
Okay.
more.
Yeah, her feet have to be in already.
She's got to be in it.
So this is a slight spin-off, but I love to go to bookstores and libraries. And usually if I'm at an independent bookstore, wherever I am, I end up buying a book.
Yeah.
I almost never get it read. I bring them back. I carry it with me. I'm like, what? Why did I
Because you
buy
own it.
this?
Yeah.
There's no pressure.
There's no pressure.
And if you guys ever
Yeah.
want to re-listen to a podcast about the pressure of owning a book and not owning a book, come back and see us.
Yeah.
Plug in that episode date, Olivia. I can't remember which one it was. But seriously, I feel like this time of the year is just, it hits differently. Like I feel more like motivated to tackle like my big like last summer it was
So would
Sabat
you-
to Hear summer.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember. So
So-
will you tackle like nonfiction?
Sometimes I am reading a biography, which I never really
Right.
do in the summer.
See, that's what I was thinking for my trip, but I would have to get the ebook for this. I am about halfway through a nonfiction about hiking the Grand Canyon. Came out a year or so ago.
Okay.
And I was really enjoying it, but it's taking a long time. So I put it down months ago, and I'm thinking that's probably what I'll read.
There you go.
Because we don't have to have something else read for work the next day. And
You're good. You got some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Hope you stuck around till the very end. Just ignore our poor review of The Materialist.
boy.
Sorry.
Well, it was your poor review.
Yeah, Dakota Johnston. I apologize. What is her name? I don't even know. That's her name?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But thank you for listening, folks. And hopefully we'll see you in the fall with some romance reads. Bye.
Ashley is rolling her eyes.
The All Booked podcast is written, directed, and hosted by Justin, Rosa, Ashley, and Brittin, and produced and edited by Olivia Esteban. All Booked is produced by the Ridgewood Public Library. Please consider subscribing and sharing with friends, and follow us on Facebook. You can find links to the books we talked about today in the description. Thanks for listening, and keep reading.